I am currently at week number 4, going to week number 6. And I took out this section on the side because I had it cornrowed in kind of a configuration that looked like that. So this side was cornrowed this way and this side was cornrowed straight back. So I plan to do essentially that same thing. I'm just going to put it back in that same configuration, but I thought I would share my wash regimen. Onto my regimen, which is the point of the video. What I use to wash my hair is the same as it was before. This is Terra Essentials. I vary whether it's lemon scented or lavender, but that doesn't change. I actually have that on my hair right now and it's kind of drying, so I need to wash it out. This is Peter Lamas, and it is ultra smoothing conditioner for frizzy, unruly, coarse hair, which I totally resent them calling my hair that, but the product works so well I decided to overlook that. Between those two, I use yogurt. I either put the yogurt on my hair and allow it to stay all night, or I steam it in, or I did once a Cherry Lola treatment, which I have planned to do again. After I put my leave-in conditioner, I use this. This is half shea butter and half grease. I said grease. You heard me right. Yeah. But I made this grease. This is not the grease that you would buy at the store. I don't usually put petrochemicals on my hair. So this is the grease that I made. And it is essentially a small amount of beeswax and oil. So again, I take half shea butter and half of my grease, and I put it in a smaller container, and then I use it out of this container. You can also use any other buttercreams or any kind of creamy butter consistency. Anything will work well with the grease. I don't use natural or unpetroleum jelly, which is also what people call this. I don't use my grease full strength because it acts like a Vaseline or a petroleum jelly or a Royal Crown or a pomade or a Blue Magic, and it's greasy. I don't care what anybody says, grease is greasy. That's where we got the word greasy from. And I've seen people like show their hands like to show that they're not shiny, but when you have your hand coated in grease, you can feel it. So I don't like people to touch my hair and then have the urge to wipe their hand. And I see a lot of practitioners. I have chiropractors and acupuncturists and massage therapists, and there's always people touching me, touching my head, you know, for medical purposes. And I hate it when I have seen people do the thing where they like on the sly wipe their hand off, and I hate that. So I don't use anything on my hair that leaves a really sticky film because I like my hair to feel good as well as look good, and I don't want to be afraid to have people touch me or afraid that I'm going to leave an oil slick on my pillow. So that's why I don't use it straight. Now after that, after I have washed it, conditioned it with the yogurt, put my leave-in in, put my half safe grease / shea butter, I add aloe vera gel. And this works really well if your hair doesn't define well with styling products. You just want to put these 3 products on specifically, the grease, the butter, and the aloe gel, and then put your product over the top of it, and I guarantee you'll get curl definition. I think it's the weight that's missing when you can't get the curls to define right. Okay, so for this part, I'm just going to go through and put the products on. It's washed, it's deep conditioned. First up is the Peter Lamas. Just a bit because there's not much of my hair out. And I'm just going to run it through, making sure that I kind of get close to the root but not on my scalp. And all the way down, all the way through the section. And this is what I do to my hair when it's loose. And it's very moisturizing, like it just makes your hair soft. My hair feels very soft, and like I said, it dries with a shine with this, which is, I was looking for that because that was the only thing the Earthly Delights didn't have for me. Is it did everything just the same as this one, except it left kind of a dull film over the top of the hair. So that's on. That's the leave-in. The next step is the half unpetroleum jelly, half shea butter. And all I did was I just put them in a container and mixed them around in approximately half and half. I wasn't a stickler about it. But I'm just going to use a little bit. Same procedure. Next up, I'm going to put the aloe vera gel. And I'm going to use a little bit more again of the aloe vera gel after it dries. Okay, so I want this to totally dry before I part it into however I'm going to cornrow it, which I hadn't really given too much thought to. But I'm just going to put it into twist tonight for it to dry. Should be ready in the morning, and I'll come back and show you guys pictures of what I came up with.
Quick recap of what I use on wash day. Starting from the left is Terra Essentials hair wash, followed by Peter Lamas leave-in conditioner. In between the two of those, and not shown in the photo, is yogurt, full fat, unflavored yogurt. And I use it overnight. I steam it, or I do a cherry Lola, which I've actually only done once, but it's on the list to repeat. Next is aloe vera gel, which I use as kind of the last thing before I twist or braid or whatever I'm going to do for the day, and my homemade grease and some shea butter and a water bottle. This is it. Really the only thing about this that changes is what I use for leave-in conditioner. Everything else has been the same for quite a while. So this is the end result with my cornrows in the front. I just basically did them in the same fashion that I did before. I tried to do some funky stuff with the parting and it just wasn't coming out right. I need to work on my parting skills, so I just went with the default. That is just my hair, so that's my hair in front of my hand so that you can see it distinct from the Nubian twist, and I actually like the way my hair looks better than the Nubian twist. Just to kind of do a fun comparison over the last 5 months of me doing this same thing to my Nubian twist. I didn't even realize I do this every single time, but I guess I do. Up in the corner is April 2011. And the comparison isn't exactly fair, but I think you get the gist of it, because I forgot that I knew I had done that pose before, but I didn't realize I only used one twist instead of using all of them, but you get the idea. Definitely longer, definitely thicker than it was in April and June. So what I ultimately decided to do was braid the back, and this is kind of a loose braid. I've done braided bangs before, so this is a variation on that. That's the one that I usually do when I'm making bangs with my Nubian twist, but I thought I'd try something different. I didn't like how loose that last one was, so I tightened it up a little bit so that it was higher. I think the contrast in the color with it in this style looks a lot better. Anywho, on to what is coming up next. I'm going to post a video on how to make unpetroleum jelly. Make your own grease. This particular one has castor oil, olive oil, argan oil, emu oil, sesame seed oil, because those are my hair's favorites. So it's like a custom grease. That jar cost me about $2 and it's 13 ounces. You use it just like grease. Lips, feet, whole deal. It melts in your hand just like grease does, and it will build up on your hair like grease if you're not careful too. Also, I want to do another video on my raw food update. I owe you guys an update. It has been 24 days and I kind of had two things that derailed me a little bit. One of them was my dehydrator breaking. The other one was I bought some snacks and they had what must have been gluten in them, because I had one of the worst reactions I've had in a long time, so I kind of wanted to do a video talking about my experience with that. So stay tuned for those. Bye!